So it's time to change out the tie rod end on the left side. And so 18mm nut, and I used a nice long torque bar to crank the off just to break it, and then a ratchet to finish it up, get the nut off. But of course, before taking the nut off, a little bit of penetrating oil, and it comes right off, no problem this time. So bang on it really hard with a hammer a whole bunch of times, knock it out, loosen it up. So now I'm going to crack this nut here, and once I crack that off, I'm going to spin this off and count the exact number of turns that it came off on. And then the new part, I spin it exactly the same number of turns till it's in place, and then I lock the nut in place. So it's bigger than a 21mm wrench to get this lock nut off. So I used a really beefy crescent. And on the left hand side of the vehicle, it turns that way, so the wrench can move this way, so I could use my leg and push it and get it. Now I'm using some vice grips to hold this stationary so that I can make sure that when I turn this, so there's one full turn, and of course I'll count the number of turns that it takes to get the thing off of there. And then I'll put the new part on with the exact number of turns. I like this brand and that level of performance. Just so a nice beefy joint with a torque prevailing nut on it with the Teflon in there, so when I crank it, it won't come off. No cotter pin, and so that's the new part. And it was 12 turns, so just crank it on 12 turns. So 12 turns, take the nut off, set it in there. It's always stupid to do it with one hand when you're holding the camera. Anyway, I'll pop it in. So the last important trick is once this torque prevailing nut gets on there and it starts catching, the whole shaft will rotate and you won't tighten it up. So get an 8mm socket on the bottom and an 18mm wrench, and you just hold the shaft with the socket and you crank it with a wrench. Kind of like that. And I use the box end because I can slide it down over the socket and spin it, so it's quicker. So that nut's been cranked back up, and I used the breaker bar quickly to just nudge it up nice. It's a maintenance-free joint as well, so torque prevailing nut, maintenance-free, no lube. So these are the good ones. I like them. So that was easy, quick and dirty job, no problem. So put the wheel back on, we're good to go. It always amazes me how many tools you got to bring out to do a little job, but it feels good to get it done.